Hey nerdlings, so I hope you guys are enjoying your Tempest trial runs. Mine have been pretty good. I've just been sleepy. I fell asleep pretty hard last night, and I don't know what's going on anymore, so I've been catching up this morning, just doing auto battle hard mode. just letting them go crazy while I watch Netflix or play other games. That is Fire Emblem Heroes right now, folks. Still, nonetheless, a lot of you in the comments were going, what's the big deal about quick riposte? Don't really understand. Also, I don't think it's as good as Heavy Blade. Well, I disagree. For many reasons. A lot of reasons. You see, the thing about this is, quick riposte is something that I use a lot. In fact, it's something a lot of people use a lot of because, well, as you can see, I used this example last night with my Fjorm. Fjorm, she makes excellent use out of it with steady breath, quick riposte. She has the resistance to handle things, the defense to handle it as well. So therefore, whenever she gets attacked, things typically work out in her favor. That's just how it goes. But how exactly would a quick riposte seal add to this? Well, I could, remove this B slot, give her something more fun like, say, Renewal or Vantage for when she drops down below that certain health percentile, so she can, instead of, triggering, Aether after she takes damage, she can now trigger it before she takes damage, therefore she won't die. Or maybe, instead of giving her, a B slot in that, you could probably give her something else like, say, Renewal. So, make her even more difficult to, kill. Something like that. Just imagine that instead of it being on Fjorm, who Fjorm's cool, I like her a lot, but instead put it on something like Noe, our little dragon, who is basically Fjorm but much better, and if you ever happen to have one, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, she could be a real monster to kill. Especially if she happens to have quick riposte, steady breath, things like that, that will decrease her cooldowns and allow her to trigger things like Aether, and also happens to have a refined, Dragon Breath, which means that she's going to, target your least, valuable, I guess your lowest defense stat, and therefore absolutely trash your unit. This is the world we're living in. This is where things are going. Now, before anyone asks, well, why does this matter so much? Because quick riposte is used on a massive amount of characters as opposed to, say, Heavy Blade. Heavy Blade is great for any sort of unit that happens to have attack. For instances, at 55 attack, my Fjorm could probably run Heavy Blade if she wanted to. Not that I would, but, that's just an example. Blade Tomes, those who, enhance their abilities based off buffs and things like that, they make excellent use out of Heavy Blade, and some other characters who happen to get naturally high attack. Usually the rule for me is if it goes above 50, typically, 52, 53, I usually use it, because it's just such a great ability, and it's just easy enough to trigger. So therefore, Heavy Blade has its uses, but quick riposte can be used on a massive variety of characters. And I use it on a lot of characters as well. Just to give an example, I'm pretty sure I can probably pull him up. You remember that Henry I made a while ago? Let me just pull him. Oh god, there's a lot more than I thought there would be. Yes, I am a whale. I understand. Anyways, but just to give you an example, I use it on that cancerous, Henry I made a while ago. There he is. And, yeah, quick riposte is really good for those beefy targets who may not be able to hit the amount that they need because, Henry obviously does not have the attack to really do anything with it. But the real point is to make sure he attacks twice and hopefully gets closer to triggering Ignis, which will allow him to probably one-shot one person, which is what really matters there, because he has the defense to just tackle that reliably well. And that's why quick riposte is such a great skill right now. So, when you look at this and you go, oh hey, well, what should I use it on? Well, generally what you want to aim for is units that have good defenses. You don't really need to have it on good defense units, but a lot of the higher quality units, even those who match in speed, have high speed. And if you're running an arena, typically you'll be seeing quick riposte quite a bit because it's a guaranteed double no matter what. And, you know, you can imagine all sorts of possibilities. You know, units like like Christmas or Winter Envoy Lissa. Sorry, I keep forgetting that it's Winter Envoy. You know, things like Bold Fire. Well, now she can have Quick Riposte as well, so therefore you don't have to worry too much about her not doubling, you know, at all, ever. She'll double when she wants to, and it doesn't matter as long as she has that health up there, she's going to double. And this is why it's such a crazy thing. That's why speed was always so powerful in this game, is because it's literally the change between doing an extra figure of damage as opposed to just doing one hit that is one amount. So now we have the ability to attach this to basically any unit without any cost, without killing any unit. Rip all those Dorcases up there in the great sky who died for your Quick Riposte. I saw quite a few of you talking about that before. You were like, I just killed Dorcas for this. Why did I do this? And then, you know, there were also a bunch of Rip Subakis and all that other stuff. I saw a few Deirdres as well. You guys have been naughty. Naughty! But still, nonetheless, when it comes to, you know, this, you can just attach it to anyone. And it basically means whenever they get attacked, they're going to double as long as they can fight it, you know, fight back. If they happen to have, you know, close counter, distant counter, or if they just happen to be attacked by someone they can actually attack back at, you know, they're going to do it. And that is a terrifying aspect to a lot of people, I'm sure, but it's just something that we're going to need to live with now. And it's honestly one of the most amazing seals ever. So when anyone says, should I do this Tempest trial outside of, you know, orbs and stuff, do it if you want to. Just do it to try and get to 20,000 to get your Quick Riposte seal. It's only 20,000. It isn't very much. You could probably grind that all in a single day without too much of a problem. You don't need to worry about anything. Just, you know, go bam, Quick Riposte, done. It's going to be a fascinating little journey into what could possibly happen, but it's going to be a fun one nonetheless. You know, just looking at this and looking at all of the characters that use Quick Riposte, it's going to be a frightening aspect to now see that the B slot is no longer taken up. And, you know, this opens up the slot for other abilities that previously kind of had to take a backseat due to Quick Riposte. Things like Guard, which is a very interesting skill, very valuable for a lot of units to stop, you know, special skills from triggering. Now we can have Guard and Quick Riposte, which is just terrifying. What's that? You need to trigger Aether? No. What's this? This Nowi is going to die? Well, too bad you can't trigger it because she has Guard and Quick Riposte. So not only did you just waste your attack, you know, trying to trigger it, but also, by the way, she's triggering your res for some, you know, your defense or something for some reason, and your character is now dead. So that's a fun one. Oh, God. So my priority list now when it comes to seals is Quick Riposte is probably right at the top, followed quickly by Heavy Blade, and of course things like Defense Ploy, you know, Panic Ploy, all that fun stuff, and then Close Defense and, you know, Distant Defense, all that other stuff. They're really very close. But when it comes to seals right now, Quick Riposte is one of the best that you can have, and it's just something you really shouldn't miss out on due to its advantage of just allowing bulky units, or even in some cases non-bulky units, to, well, be able to double when they need to. And doubling is basically the name of the game when it comes to heroes right now. There's a reason why speed is coveted a lot more than just simple attack. Because, well, if you can't double, you ain't worth crap. And being able to double automatically without too much of a problem, that's why Ephraim is, you know, I think Ephraim's his weapon now allows him to do it as long as he has a certain health threshold. So that's pretty disastrous in his own way. Just gives you an example of how things have changed recently, a lot more often than not. Yeah, so best of luck out there, guys. I am going to go and do some more Tempest trials. This stuff is terrifying. But rip Dorcas, Deirdre, and any Subaki you used to get things started up there. So let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go and lay down and let this thing auto-battle all day. So, catch the nerds later. Bye-bye.